In this video, we're going to take a look at the collision of the enemy with the main plane. Now, previously, what I did is when it collided with the main plane, I just restarted the game. Simple, I just wanted to test the game out that something happened. But that's not really very good because I would like to see a little bit more. So I'm going to start by creating a bigger explosion. And I'll load the big explosion, which is called Explosion 2. I might have the wrong sprite here. Let me, yeah, I've got a better sprite I'm going to use. But it is Explosion 2, but I've got a better version of this. Yeah, so it's got 6 frames. It's a bigger one, but it's not a very good one. Don't know how I got that one on there. So I'll put the better explosion in the folder. Okay, anyhow, getting back to what I want to do. So I'm going to make object big explosion, and I'll change the sprite later. And I'll use the explosion sprite that I just created. Okay, so what's going to happen is when the enemy one collides with the main place, what I want to do is I want to do a series of things. I'm not just going to restart the game. So what I want to start with is adding a sound effect, and the sound effect of the explosion. And as I said, it's always a good idea to add sound effects to further emphasize what's going on with the explosion. It really makes it feel more real. Then I'm going to destroy the other. I want to destroy the main plane. It's no longer in existence because it collided with a plane. I'm then going to create an object of the big explosion relative to where I'm at. So I want to display a big explosion. I'm going to take the plane because later on in the game's going to still go, and so I'm going to jump off the screen. So I'm going to set Y to be -64, so it's above the screen, fully off the screen, above. And random room width, so somewhere left and right. And then finally, we might as well get some points. So I'll give you 5 points because you did destroy that plane, so you should get some points. So in the score tab, I'll add 5 points relative. That's the usual we get for killing an enemy, because the main plane striking the enemy is going to kill it, but of course you've lost yourself. So what I'm going to do next is we're going to make the big explosion. So what's the big explosion going to do? Well, just like the small explosion, what the big explosion is going to do is when the animation ends, so it's created, it's going to play the 8 frames, and I'm going to probably make an explosion that has 12 frames, a much bigger one. What it's going to do is when the animation ends, we're going to destroy the animation, and then I want to pause the game momentarily. So I go to main 2, and I'm going to say pause for 1,000 milliseconds, which is about 1 second. And then I'm going to show the high scoreboard. That shows the top scores. And then finally, I'm going to restart the game. And the way I've set this up, in the end, what we're going to do, the reason I had the plane carry on is the enemy. Although you think, well, why would the enemy, if it collides with the main plane, why would you make the enemy jump off the screen and start coming back down again if the game's over? Because obviously if we make this big explosion, the game's done. Well, the reason is we're going to have multiple lives. And so by setting it up this way, once we come up with multiple lives, it'll be much easier. My big explosion is already triggered to get rid of a plane, and instead of sleeping and restoring the game, this is going to happen in the no more lives of the, I'll take this out of here, and this will be in a controller life that will control the lives and what's going on. So it's really easy to modify the game, and that's why I did it that way.